And so when people ask me too about age, um, yes, aging in general does create the response in our hypothalamus that instead of it being like, yes, the pulse of our hypothalamus begins to have some no in there. And that's just a natural response in everybody's hypothalamus of aging. So if we can look at the ways we are causing contraction in our life, we reduce that no, right? The no is a contraction. It's like, how are we contracting? How are we not a yes to life? So this is like all of I get the feeling that sometimes all of this stuff that I do in my lives when I'm like talking about boundaries and talking about relationships and talking about not having the shoulds and not having the like, oh, I have to do this. You guys are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But let's talk about fertility. And so it's important for me that you understand that it's all fertility, like the way we set boundaries around us so that we can be a yes, right? The way we say no so that the things that are a yes in our life can be a full yes. The way we don't engage with people who don't make us feel good, or we look at the ways that we feel shame in our life, or we feel fear. I don't just do that because I want you to feel happier in your life. I mean, that's part of it, but it all relates to fertility. Like it's 100% related to fertility. So it feels like I really want you to know that because when I'm like guiding the meditations here or talking about how energy lives in our womb, right? I talk a lot about like how does anger live in you? How does shame live in you? How are you holding on to past trauma? It's not just because it's important to clear those like for I mean, it is just for life, but it's actually those are the things that get cycled back, right, as the no to your pituitary, to your hypothalamus. So all of like energetically, I talk a lot about like opening our womb to receive, but it's also because all of those things that are spiraling in there, you know, the past emotional trauma, the sexual shame, the physical shame, the shit, you know, the shutdown, those are all the things that go back to the hypothalamus and say, nope, we're going to inhibit. So I don't just do it for like a spiritual. It is spiritual. Like for me, it's spiritual, but fertility is spiritual for me. But so many of you, I get the feeling you're like not into all that. You're just like, all right, but just forget about all that spiritual stuff. Just like tell me how to fix my high FSH or my high prolactin levels or whatever, high LH. It's all related.